Picture this. A powerful dog steps forward, muscles rippling, eyes steady, presence commanding. This is the Rottweiler, the breed people either admire or fear. But what most people don't know is that behind the myths, the bans, and the reputation lies a truth so misunderstood that even devoted owners sometimes struggle to accept it. This isn't just a guard dog. It isn't just a family protector. The Rottweiler is something far more complicated and far more intense than most people are ever prepared for. We see the Rottweiler everywhere, patrolling yards, guarding homes, working alongside police, starring in viral videos as gentle giants with kids. But here's the reality. The Rottweiler isn't a breed you stumble into. It's a breed that demands respect, patience, and strength. And when those things are missing, the results can be terrifying. By the end of this video, you'll see the Rottweiler not just as a loyal companion, but as the dog they don't want you to know about, the one whose hidden side defines its true power. Let's go back in history. The Rottweiler's roots trace all the way to the Roman Empire. These were drover dogs, driving cattle, guarding soldiers, even marching with legions into war. Think about that. A breed so powerful and disciplined it survived centuries of war, travel, and conflict, earning its place not as a pet, but as a partner. That's why even today, you see it. The Rottweiler doesn't just exist in your home, it commands it. That commanding presence isn't an accident. It's centuries of selective breeding for dominance, control, and power. Now, here's the hidden truth. The Rottweiler's greatest strength is also its greatest challenge. Its judgment. This is a dog that doesn't react without reason. It studies, it waits, it decides. And when it decides, there's no turning back. That kind of judgment makes the Rottweiler an incredible protector. But it also makes it a terrifying risk when owners underestimate the responsibility. Open loop. By the end of this video, you'll hear the story of a Rottweiler whose judgment call stunned its family and proved once and for all why this breed cannot be treated like an ordinary pet. But first, let's break down the myths. Myth 1. Rottweilers are naturally aggressive. Wrong. Aggression isn't what defines them. What defines them is confidence. A Rottweiler doesn't bark at every sound. It doesn't snap without cause. It waits. It judges. And then, if it decides there's a threat, it responds with unstoppable force. That's not random aggression. That's calculated control. And it's why this breed demands handlers who can match that strength with leadership. Myth 2. Rottweilers are easy family dogs. That's the one that causes the most heartbreak. Yes, they can be gentle with children. Yes, they can be affectionate cuddle dogs. But underneath that tenderness is a bodyguard who never takes a day off. Owners say, "He's always watching." She never rests. That's the truth. The Rottweiler isn't just a pet. It's a sentinel, living in constant readiness. And most families aren't ready for what that vigilance really means. So what happens when that vigilance turns into obsession? What happens when the Rottweiler, lacking guidance, decides it has to protect everything, even against you? That's when the breed becomes dangerous, not because it wants to be, but because it was bred to be decisive. If you don't lead, it will. And once it steps into that role, reclaiming leadership is nearly impossible. Let's close one loop with the promised Rottweiler story. A family once brought home a Rottweiler as a companion for their children. For the first year, everything was perfect. Gentle, protective, affectionate. But one day, during a backyard barbecue, a neighbor leaned down to hug one of the kids. The Rottweiler froze, locked its eyes, and moved between them instantly. Not barking, not growling, just blocking. The neighbor laughed it off, but the parents realized something chilling. The dog wasn't waiting for their approval. It had already made its judgment. In its mind, it wasn't just a pet. It was the protector, and it had made the decision before they could. That's the side of the Rottweiler most people don't want to see. A dog that doesn't just protect, it decides who is safe and who isn't. And when that decision comes, even experienced handlers admit there's no stopping it. You can train obedience. You can teach commands. But you can't erase centuries of instinct. So here's the real question. Do you want a dog that listens or a dog that decides? Because the Rottweiler doesn't just follow orders, it interprets them. It doesn't just guard, it takes responsibility for everything around it. That's why some call it the ultimate protector, and others call it the ultimate risk. Let's close the final loop. The Rottweiler. They don't want you to know about isn't the gentle giant. It isn't the dangerous monster. It's the judge, the sentinel, the dog whose hidden side is both its gift and its threat. And once you understand that, the only question left is this: could you handle living with a dog that doesn't just love you, but guards you on its own terms?